So I did something not so smart today, and I figured I might as well record it so that I can get it out of my head and confess it and hopefully be forgiven for it. I have to forgive myself. I'm not the smartest girl when it comes to relationships at all, so don't let me give you any relationship advice other than learn from my mistakes. This afternoon I spent time with my first husband, and we went to lunch under the pretense that he would want to send a gift with me to our daughter that I'm going to see next week out of state. And I set the appointment because if he were going, I would want him to ask the same of me. And then he asked to buy me lunch or dinner or something, and I said no. And then he came over here, and so I didn't have to drive an hour. Anyway, long story short, I agreed to go to lunch with him. And it just was a mistake. And I regretted it because it made me feel bad. And he looked at me in a strange way, like my husband doesn't look at me that way. Like in Eros, I still love you, I wish you were still in my life way. Especially at the end. And it was very uncomfortable. And then while we were together, he revealed to me his perspective of our daughter, and I know the things that he said just aren't true. And if there is some truth to them, I want my higher power to reveal it to me when I'm with her. And I want God to give me eyes to see and ears to hear the truth of whatever's going on with her so that I can be a good mother. But he is not necessarily the best judge of everything. But I don't want to be naive either. And I was tired when I came home, so I rested for a while. But just now when I walked Jack, the grief that just fell over me, the need to forgive myself for making such a bad relationship decision when I got together with him and when I married him. There was nothing good in our marriage. It was full of deceit and lies and drugs and alcohol, and it was just destructive. It wasn't violently abusive until I left, right before I left, the night I left. But he is very manipulative, and he's narcissistic, and if you look up the wheel of violence, he just twirls around it. And so he was manipulative all day today, and it was just exhausting, and even his compliments didn't feel sincere. So I made a mistake to spend time with him today, and I just need to repent of it and ask forgiveness. And if you're thinking about doing the same thing, just don't. You know the character of the person. It's not going to suddenly change. Part of me, it was ego. I wanted him to tell me that I look good and that I was desirable, and that's just my ego. And he did those things, but they didn't help make it better because they're coming from somebody who just doesn't love me. I do think he loves his daughter, but he just doesn't know how to love well. So I kind of feel worse than I did earlier. And that is not how things should go in my life. So I'm vowing right now to not put myself in that position again. And I also am vowing to myself to not if I find another relationship, that they do not share these character traits. I'm not a good picker, right? I haven't been a good picker in the past. The new me won't pick at all. I'll let my higher power do that, but I wanted to forgive myself, so I forgive you for being a bad picker. And God does work everything together for good because Natalie is amazing. And so the daughter we created is awesome, and she is proof of love, and she is incredible. And something good will come of the situation of my present husband, I'm sure. I do feel better.